we're going to go to Champagne today. The harvest has just begun for the 2021 vintage. And if you remember, this has been a particularly difficult year for French vineyards. And in Champagne, we had horrible frost in the spring, followed by downy mildew in the vineyards, and then most recently hailstorms. And so what I thought I would do is take you with me on a journey today to Champagne to speak to some vignerons and actually see what's taking place in the vines as we speak. So let's go.
As there was already some mildew in the vineyard, we sprayed the mildew. Instead of protecting against rot, we sprayed the mildew. So it was just a bad decision to make, but we didn't know at the time that it would have that effect. So it's a
tricky game.
It's a tricky game. So like this, I don't use product against rot anymore. But this year was a bad decision. So it's been like this all year long. The only good decision I took this year it was to start early, because like this I took my best vineyards. I harvested them before the rain, because when it's raining, the next day you have a little bit of dilution, and then after 2-3 days later, the ripening process starts picking up faster.
Okay.
But,
that's why it's like.
But for a day or two, you lose a little bit of degree. On the stairs.
Okay.
It's slippery. There's nowhere more dangerous than a cellar during harvest.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour.
You've got tools everywhere. Usually people running around.
Yeah.
So it's enough.
After a Vert Raisin starts, what happens at that point?
At that point, we do get together with some colleagues in every village. Every village starts what we call the réseau maturation, and we will, in certain plots, pick some grapes randomly twice a week and see the maturation pattern. So like this, we see the evolution of the sugar, of the acidity, of the rot, if there's rot coming, and like this, we really know exactly what is the pattern. If it goes fast, if it's slower, it depends on the year. And after that, when we think it is ready, we get together and we decide what could be our best starting day for the harvest in order to ensure the quality. Make sure that the maturity is high enough, and make sure as well that we don't go too far either in order to have the best quality.
The best combination.
And we choose a date for each village and each grape variety.
Okay. And that's referred to as the ripening network?
We're just waiting for the next one.
Waiting for the next bunch of grapes to arrive?
Yeah, in order to load the press. So basically, he's just bringing back the grapes that we picked this morning. We're going to take the weight of that and prepare the press. And what is one of the changes we have is we don't have a lot of transport between the vineyard and the press. Like this, when you have a lot of transport, what can happen if you load the cases too much, during the transport, the weight is just pressing the grapes. And that's a problem because the first juice that will go away is the best juice. So that's why we want to have the softest transport and quickest transport as well, in order to have the best quality then in the press and not on the road. And that's why we load the case just half as well, in order not to have too much weight on the grapes that are at the bottom. So there's already 1,095 kilos here. So it's
Bonjour. Well, welcome in the press center.
With all of the different factors that took place this year, particularly the frost, and then the mildew, and now the hail, how will all of that affect the juice itself?
Talking about quality, we're pretty happy this year. It was a long year, difficult year. Frost at first, but frost doesn't play on the quality. It plays on quantity only. Mildew is a disease that is not really a problem once the grapes are in the cellar. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is we lose a lot of quantity because the grains becomes dry, but it doesn't give any bad taste to the wine. What we need to make sure is that we have enough grapes in the press, mm-hmm, in order to get the best quality juice. But we're really happy this year because we've got a good degree, so a good sugar content, and we have a really, really high acidity. So we're talking more closer to 96 kind of years. So it's really, really good. It's a good surprise.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we will have a really, really low quantity. But at least mildew, mm-hmm, you don't have bad taste in your wines.
Yeah.
If you do it properly, and that's a comparison with oidium. With a little bit of oidium can give you bad taste really quickly. Okay. So at least for us, between two bad things, I'd rather have mildew than oidium.